In today's documentary, we're covering the case of Auditrina Williams, a name that, for many, may not be widely known, but behind it lies a story filled with questions, silence, and unanswered moments. This is not just a crime story. It's a story about a young life, the people around it, and the truth that still feels just out of reach. Auditrina Williams was described by those who knew her as full of life, someone with dreams, routines, and a future that seemed ordinary in the best way possible. Like many others, she lived her days balancing family, responsibilities, and personal goals. Nothing about her life suggested that her name would one day become part of a troubling case. But everything changed on the day she suddenly disappeared. At first, it didn't feel like a crisis. People assumed she would return. Maybe she needed space. Maybe her phone had died. These thoughts delayed the fear, but only for a moment. As hours turned into days, concern turned into panic. Family members reported her missing, and soon, her face began circulating online. Friends shared posts. Strangers started asking questions. And slowly, the case began to draw attention. Investigators started by retracing her last known movements, where she was last seen, who she spoke to, and what her plans were. Every detail mattered. Every message, every call, every location ping was examined carefully. But what they found raised more questions than answers. Some details didn't line up. Certain timelines felt incomplete. And there were gaps, hours that couldn't be clearly explained. In cases like this, silence becomes loud. What isn't said often matters more than what is. As the investigation continued, rumors began to spread online. Social media discussions exploded, with theories ranging from accidental disappearance to something far more serious. But authorities urged the public to stay patient and avoid jumping to conclusions, because in real life, speculation can damage the truth. What made the case even more unsettling was how ordinary everything seemed before that day. No clear warning signs. No obvious threats. Just a normal life interrupted. Days passed, then weeks. The emotional toll on Auditrina's family was overwhelming. Not knowing where your loved one is, or what they're going through, is a pain that words can't fully describe. For them, every phone call carried hope. Every knock at the door brought fear. Eventually, developments in the case shifted the conversation from missing to something much darker. Investigators began treating the situation with increased seriousness, signaling that they believed more had happened than a simple disappearance. Yet even then, many details were kept confidential. And that's where the case stands out. Not because of what we know, but because of what we don't. Who saw Auditrina last? What truly happened in those missing hours? And most importantly, will the full truth ever come out? Cases like Auditrina Williams remind us that behind every headline is a real person. A family still waiting. A story still unfinished. Justice isn't just about arrests or courtrooms. Sometimes justice begins with awareness, by remembering a name that might otherwise be forgotten. As this case continues to unfold, one thing remains clear. Auditrina Williams deserves answers. And her story deserves to be told, carefully, truthfully, and with respect. Because silence should never be the final chapter.